Hey guys, I'm Paul the Motor Guy, and welcome to my channel, where I pass on riding tips, practice drills, and defensive riding strategies. Now, I'm a rider coach, a motorcycle sergeant, and owner and instructor at Pro Rider Central, Texas. I decided to do a 5-part video series covering the exercises on the riding skills test. Now, in the videos, I'm going to cover the mistakes I see riders make and how to be successful. So in this video, I'm going to cover the cone weave and normal stop. So hang tight. Now, let me say that this video series will cover the skills test required by the state of Texas to receive your Class M endorsement. But I'm sure that the skills tests required in other states are pretty similar. Now, the cone weave and normal stop doesn't cause much trouble for most of the students, but there are some things that you need to do to make sure you don't give up points on the skills test. So for this exercise, you will weave through 5 cones and then start with your front tire inside a stop box. Now, the distance between the cones are 12 feet. Now you would start with your front tire on the start tee. Then you would ride to the right of the first cone, to the left of the second cone, and so on. Now after weaving through all 5 cones, you will make a left turn and start with your front tire in the stop box, which will look like this. Now, the first mistake I see riders make when doing this exercise is they look down at the cones. Now, 2 things tend to happen when you look down at the cones. The first thing is you tend to run over the cones because that's where you're looking. Now, the second thing is because you're looking down, you tend to lose where you are in the exercise, which causes you to skip cones. So when you're doing this exercise, you need to keep your head and eyes up, looking straight ahead. And you want to use your peripheral vision to see the cones. Now, the second mistake I see riders make is they ride too close to the cones. Now, as I've talked about before, the back tire always tracks inside the front tire. So if I turn the handlebars to the right, the back tire is going to track inside. And the same things happen if I turn the handlebars to the left. To demonstrate this, I wet the pavement with water to make it easier for you to see the tire tracks. In this photo, you see 2 wheel tracks. The wheel track on the left is from the front tire, and the wheel track on the right is from the back tire. Now, if you look closely, you can see that the track on the right ends at the back tire. So when riders ride too close to the cones, they end up running over the cones with the back tire. To fix this, you need to turn the handlebars and keep them turned a little bit longer before turning to go around the next cone, which looks like this. Now, by doing this, they will get the motorcycle further outside the cones to keep the back wheel from running over the cones. Now, also, when you're weaving around the cones, you want to use a combination of turning the handlebars and leaning the motorcycle. Now, the third mistake I see is having too much speed. Now, it's easier to control your speed if you stay in the friction zone during this exercise. Now, the friction zone is the area where you release the clutch and it engages the engine and starts to release power to the rear wheel. Now, some students have a hard time with this. So if you can't stay in the friction zone, you need to be really smooth with your throttle control. Now, if you're using the friction zone and you find yourself picking up speed, you can drag the rear brake to slow down the motorcycle. But just remember, you don't want to stab or poke at it. If you're doing this exercise with the clutch fully released, then you can slightly roll off the throttle to slow down the motorcycle. Now, when doing this exercise, you also want to use the counterweighting technique, which is keeping your body upright and allowing the motorcycle to lean underneath you. You don't want to lean with the motorcycle. Now, when you're stopping with your front tire in the box, you need to make sure that your front tire isn't touching any of the lines of the box. Now, usually for the basic rider course, they will use these small cones. But for my demo, I'm going to use taller cones so you're able to see them a little bit better. So let's head outside. So as you can see, this skills test isn't too difficult, but there are some things that you need to do to be successful. Now, if you haven't seen my video I did on the slow cone weave, be sure to check it out. I'm going to leave a link up top and in the description below. Now, I truly hope this video was helpful. Now, if you got value from this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Now, until next time, practice, 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 and ride safe.